spaces. Fox 46's Brett Baldeck is live outside Uptown with a look inside one of these flexible workspaces. Brett, even if you liked it, we're not going to let you go work there.
I know, and Wyatt, I visited one of these places and they're very, very cool. They offer everything you need, and it's also convenient for startup and small businesses because, again, everything you need, it's cutting their cost as costs continue to rise for the traditional office space here in Charlotte. And we caught up with two small business owners straight out of college who are taking advantage of these flexible workspaces.
Yes, ma'am.
Work is nearly nonstop at the offices for undergrads. The student moving service recently made a move of its own to the 5th floor of this building on Moorhead Street, right outside Uptown. The space rented here is part of the Venture X flexible workspace.
We were in my basement of my townhouse, and it was pretty difficult to get someone to join the team when they show up for an interview, and it's the dungeon, as we would call it.
From a dark dungeon to a private office with an amazing view, the floor is shared with dozens of other businesses as part of the growing co-working and flexible workspace brand.
Pre-pandemic, we were up very close to being full. We had a couple really big names here in our Charlotte location.
But the pandemic burst the shared space bubble.
We dropped to about 50% occupancy, so we lost about half of our members.
Now people are returning to work, and it shows. There are now only 3 available spaces for rent. For Clemson grads Chris Dyer and Thomas Mumford, it made sense to move here.
And all the offices were much more outdated. A lot of them were built in like the 60s and 70s. They were going to require us to come in and actually hire contractors to renovate the place to make it look the way we wanted to.
This office was already fully furnished. Rent pays for internet janitorial services, as well as a common area with free coffee and drinks.
Having all that available as part of the package just makes it so much easier for us.
Now, Venture X leaders say they picked that building off Moorhead Street as another cost-saving measure for offices and business startups because it offers free parking with a parking garage in the back, and it also presents a much easier commute for anyone working there because they're not fighting with that traffic heading into Uptown, and it's located right off of I-77. And Wyatt, back to you.
Well, Brett, everybody loves free parking there. What type of business owners are moving into the space, and has it changed at all since the pandemic?
So as you saw there, it's a lot of startup businesses because it helps them save costs. And when I say they offer you everything that a business or that an office space would need, it's even included printers and ink and printer paper. And also they told me that they are seeing some people who are now working from home who want a small office space in a building just to get away from their work from home lifestyle. But coming up in our 8:30 half hour, we'll explain some of the changes they've had to make and they've seen after the COVID-19 pandemic. That's again coming up in our 8:30 half hour. And Wyatt, back to you.
All right, Brett, just remember your desk is nice and warm and ready for you back here in the newsroom. All right, we